Hello, sports fan. This is Steven here for Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering one team that really got it right. Before I get right into that, I'm going to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at a lot of movement in the NFL draft today, you saw one team in particular make two crucial moves. And that one team was the Minnesota Vikings. When you look at what they're doing, they were replacing essentially Kirk Cousins, who left in free agency for the Atlanta Falcons, and they're replacing Hunter at defensive end that went to the Texans, that they lost a free agency, their prized defensive end. Not only did they get a warrior in J.J. McCarthy, you have to look at what he did at his time with Michigan. He did exactly what they asked him to do. He was a soldier. He took big hits sometimes when he had to stand in the pocket and make big throws for Harbaugh. But he also was the commander-in-chief of that team, stamping up in times of pressure. Where they needed to score, he marched that team down several times against Ohio State. He did it against Washington. He did it several times against big key games for them. And remember when they lost Harbaugh, he was suspended. He kept this team intact. He kept this team in the middle of the road, did not let them crash or not let them go too high, too low. He did what he had to do. McCarthy is going to be a surprise pick for the Minnesota Vikings. I see him taking the starting job from the day one. I feel like he's a model citizen. He knows how to read offenses. He knows how to break down defenses. And this is going to be something that anchors this team and keeps them potentially in the same playoff hunt still. The Minnesota Vikings have a lot of talent with Justin Jefferson. They still have a couple of different wideouts, a couple of different running backs, so they can still make some noise. Now the pick of Dallas Turner. Dallas Turner, and you got to think, he came up on a lot of NFL radars that he wasn't healthy. There was a lot of red flags that were saying, oh, we don't know about his health. We don't know about this. But this was possibly the best defensive end in this draft. And I want to say that, remember when the Texans took C.J. Stroud and they traded back up to get Will Anderson? This may be one of those picks where the Minnesota Vikings have struck gold twice. Once on offense, once on defense. And I'm not a Minnesota Vikings fan, but I will say this. Not one person is going to replace Danielle Hunter. But the job that he does, where you saw him at Bama playing and playing the run well, playing the pass well, being able to move offensive linemen, being able to beat double teams and triple teams. This is what you're going to need, and the intensity with a high motor. He's going to motivate that Minnesota Vikings defensive line, and this is going to jumpstart them. Similar to what the Lions did. You see them picking smart picks in the draft. You see them going and making smart plays to where now all of a sudden your defensive line is set up for the next 4 or 5 years. Your quarterback position is set up for the next 4 or 5 years. To where you got a guy, you trust the guy, you want to build with that guy, and in 4 or 5 years you want to see growth. You want to see this guy being all pro. You want to see this guy being a Pro Bowler. These are the kind of moves that the Minnesota Vikings have made. I love the draft so far for them in the first round. This is big for them because usually the Minnesota Vikings don't really draft for like this. But they hit the ball out the park twice with both of these picks. I feel like both these picks are not only anchors, these are cornerstones, and they're going to be playing for a long time in Minnesota. So all you Minnesota Vikings fans, get in the comment section. All you NFL fans, what do you think about this? Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus, and we'll see you in the very next video.